Just one night, and you will never be the same again. Reprogram your mind overnight. The last part of this video is the most powerful. It's the life-changing truth you need to hear. Right now, as you watch this, you're on the edge of something huge. Imagine waking up tomorrow with a completely new mindset. No hesitation, no doubt, just pure, unstoppable focus. All it takes is one night. This isn't some wishful thinking, this is real. Tonight, while everyone else sleeps, you're going to start reprogramming your mind at the deepest level. You'll wake up feeling stronger, more confident, and with a sense of drive that you've never experienced before. There's one word you need to hear. One key to unlocking the power that's been inside of you all along. And once you hear it, your life won't just change, it will transform. So don't wait. Don't let this moment pass. This is the night that everything shifts. Are you ready for it?
Your words shape your reality. Every thought you think, every belief you hold, every emotion you feel, they're all creating your future right now, this very moment. As you listen to these words, you have the power to transform your life. It's not some far-off dream or wishful thinking. It's science. It's the way your brain and body work together to manifest your desires. Think about it. How often do you catch yourself saying things like, I can't do this, or that's impossible for me? Those aren't just harmless thoughts. They're programming your subconscious mind, telling your body exactly what to expect. And guess what? Your body listens. It responds to those negative thoughts by releasing chemicals that make you feel stuck, helpless, and afraid. But here's the amazing thing. You can flip that script. You can use the exact same process to create the life you've always wanted. It all starts with how you talk to yourself. When you begin to speak to yourself with kindness, with confidence, with unwavering belief in your own potential, that's when the magic happens. Your brain doesn't know the difference between what's happening in your outer world and what you're vividly imagining. So when you consistently tell yourself, I am capable of achieving great things, or opportunities are coming to me easily, your brain starts to believe it. And it's not just your brain. Your entire body gets in on the act. Those empowering thoughts trigger the release of feel-good chemicals like dopamine and serotonin. You start to feel more energized, more optimistic. You carry yourself differently. You notice opportunities you might have missed before. This isn't just positive thinking. It's rewiring your neural pathways. Every time you choose a positive thought over a negative one, you're strengthening those neural connections. You're literally changing the structure of your brain. But it goes even deeper than that. Your thoughts and emotions are sending out electromagnetic signals. They're interacting with the quantum field around you. When you align your thoughts, feelings, and actions with what you want to attract, you're creating a vibrational match. You're becoming a magnet for the very things you desire. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. That sounds great, but my life is full of problems right now. How can I just ignore that? Here's the truth. You don't ignore your current reality. You acknowledge it, but you don't let it define you. You use it as a starting point for change. Start small. Pick one area of your life where you want to see improvement. Maybe it's your health, your relationships, or your career. Now, instead of focusing on what's wrong, start speaking to yourself about how you want it to be. Use present tense as if it's already happening. For example, instead of saying, I hope I can lose weight someday, say, I am becoming healthier and stronger every day. Instead of, I wish I could find a better job, say, I am attracting exciting new career opportunities. At first, it might feel strange. Your old patterns of thinking will try to take over. That's okay. It's normal. Just keep at it. Repetition is key. The more you practice speaking to yourself in this new way, the more natural it becomes. Here's a powerful exercise you can try right now. Close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath. Now, think about something you really want in your life. Got it? Okay. Now imagine that you already have it. Feel the joy, the excitement, the gratitude. Let those positive emotions fill your entire body. Now, open your eyes. How did that feel? Pretty good, right? That's the power of aligning your thoughts and emotions with your desires. You just gave your brain and body a taste of what it feels like to have what you want. And guess what? Your subconscious mind is now more primed to help you achieve it. But here's the thing. It's not enough to do this once in a while when you remember. It needs to become a habit. You need to make it part of your daily routine. Just like you brush your teeth or take a shower, you need to cleanse your mind of negative self-talk and replace it with empowering thoughts. Start your day by speaking to yourself in a positive way. Before you even get out of bed, say something like, today is full of amazing opportunities. I am ready to receive all the good that's coming my way. Throughout the day, catch yourself when you start to slip into negative self-talk. Pause, take a breath, and replace that thought with a more empowering one. Remember, your subconscious mind is always listening. It doesn't judge whether your thoughts are good or bad. It simply takes them as instructions. So when you consistently feed it positive, empowering thoughts, it starts to work on making those thoughts a reality. Now, let's talk about the importance of emotion in this process. It's not enough to just say the words. You need to feel them. Emotion is the fuel that powers your thoughts. When you combine a clear intention with a strong positive emotion, that's when you really start to move the needle. Think about a time when you were really excited about something. Maybe it was a vacation you were planning or a project you were passionate about. Remember how that excitement seemed to give you extra energy? How it made obstacles seem smaller? That's the power of emotion. So when you're speaking to yourself in this new way, really lean into the feelings. If you're saying, I am confident and capable, feel that confidence in your body. Stand tall, smile, let that feeling of capability flow through you. The more real you can make it feel, the more powerful the effect. Now, I want to address something important. This isn't about denying reality or pretending that everything is perfect when it's not. It's about shifting your focus. It's about choosing where to put your mental and emotional energy. Think of it like this. Imagine you're driving a car at night. You can only see as far as your headlights show you, but you can make the entire journey that way. You don't need to see the whole road to know you'll reach your destination. In the same way, you don't need to have everything figured out right now. You just need to focus on the next positive step. When you start speaking to yourself in this empowering way, you're shining a light on the path ahead. You're telling your brain, this is where we're going, this is what we're moving towards. And your brain responds by helping you notice opportunities, come up with creative solutions, and take actions that align with your goals. Now, let's talk about consistency. This isn't a quick fix or a one-time thing. It's a new way of living. It's about rewiring years, maybe even decades of habitual thinking. That takes time and practice. But here's the good news. Every time you choose a positive thought over a negative one, you're making progress. Every time you speak to yourself with kindness and encouragement instead of criticism, you're changing your brain. Think of it like working out. You wouldn't expect to get in shape by going to the gym once, right? It's the consistent effort over time that brings results. The same is true for your mental and emotional fitness. Every day that you practice speaking to yourself in this new way, you're building stronger neural pathways. You're creating new patterns of thinking and feeling. And here's something really exciting. As you start to see small changes in your life, it becomes easier to believe in bigger changes. Success breeds success. When you notice that you're feeling more confident or that opportunities are starting to come your way, it reinforces your new way of thinking. It creates a positive feedback loop. Now, I want to address something that might come up for some of you. You might be thinking, but what about when things go wrong? What about when I face setbacks or disappointments? This is where the real power of this practice shines through. When you've been consistently speaking to yourself in a positive, empowering way, you build resilience. You develop a core of inner strength that helps you bounce back from setbacks more quickly. Instead of getting stuck in negative self-talk when things don't go as planned, you're able to step back and say, okay, this didn't work out. What can I learn from this? How can I use this to grow? You see, the way you speak to yourself doesn't just affect your mood in the moment, it shapes your entire outlook on life. When you habitually speak to yourself with kindness and encouragement, you develop a more optimistic, growth-oriented mindset. You start to see challenges as opportunities for learning and growth, rather than as threats or failures. This shift in perspective is incredibly powerful. It changes how you approach everything in your life. Instead of shrinking back from challenges, you start to welcome them. You know that every experience, whether it feels good or bad in the moment, is an opportunity for growth and learning. Let's talk about another important aspect of this practice. Gratitude. When you're working on attracting what you desire, it's easy to focus solely on what you want and forget to appreciate what you already have. But gratitude is a powerful attractor. When you speak to yourself with gratitude, you're aligning yourself with abundance. Try this. Every day, speak to yourself about 3 things you're grateful for. Really feel the gratitude as you say it. I am so thankful for my health. I am grateful for the love in my life. I appreciate the opportunities I have to learn and grow. This practice does two things. First, it puts you in a positive emotional state, which makes you more receptive to good things. Second, it trains your brain to notice the good things in your life, which in turn attracts more good things. Now, let's address another common question. What if I don't believe what I'm saying to myself? Isn't that just lying? This is a great question, and it brings up an important point. The goal isn't to lie to yourself. It's to expand your beliefs about what's possible for you. If you're not used to speaking to yourself in a positive way, it might feel strange or even uncomfortable at first. That's okay. Start with statements that feel true even if they're small. Instead of "I am wealthy," which might feel like a stretch. If you're struggling financially, try "I'm open to new opportunities to increase my income." Instead of "I have the perfect relationship," try "I'm worthy of love and respect." As you practice, you'll find that your comfort zone starts to expand. Thoughts that once felt impossible start to feel more achievable. This is because you're literally rewiring your brain. You're creating new neural pathways that support these more positive beliefs. Remember, your brain is incredibly adaptable. It's always learning, always changing based on your experiences and your focus. When you consistently speak to yourself in a positive, empowering way, you're teaching your brain to support you in achieving your desires. Now let's talk about the power of visualization. When you're speaking to yourself about what you want to attract, try to engage all your senses. Don't just say the words, see them, feel them, hear them, taste them, smell them. Make it as vivid and real as possible in your mind. For example, if you're wanting to attract a new job, don't just say, "I have a great job." Really imagine it. See yourself walking into your new office. Feel the excitement and satisfaction of doing work you love. Hear the conversations with your colleagues. Smell the coffee in the break room. The more real you can make it in your mind, the more powerful the effect. It's a kind of vivid visualization combined with positive self-talk is like giving your subconscious mind a detailed blueprint. It knows exactly what to look for, what to move towards. And remember, your subconscious mind is incredibly powerful. It's working 24/7, processing millions of bits of information, making connections you're not even aware of. When you give it clear, positive instructions through your self-talk and visualization, you're harnessing that power to help you achieve your desire. Now, let's address something that might be coming up for some of you. You might be thinking, this all sounds great, but I've tried positive thinking before and it didn't work. If that's you, I want you to consider something. Were you consistent? Did you stick with it even when you didn't see immediate results? Did you combine your positive thoughts with aligned actions? You see, speaking to yourself in this new way isn't a magic spell. It's not about saying some words and then sitting back and waiting for your desires to magically appear. It's about creating a new mindset, a new way of being in the world. And that takes time and consistent effort. Think of it like planting a garden. You don't plant a seed one day and expect to see a fully grown plant the next day, right? You need to water it, make sure it gets sunlight, protect it from weeds. You need to be patient and consistent in your care. The same is true for this practice. Every time you choose a positive thought, every time you speak to yourself with kindness and encouragement, you're planting a seed. You're creating the conditions for growth and positive change in your life. But you need to keep at it. You need to be patient and trust the process. And here's something really important. You need to combine your positive self-talk with aligned action. If you're saying to yourself, "I'm attracting financial abundance," but you're not taking any steps to improve your financial situation, you're sending mixed signals to your subconscious mind. Your actions need to match your words. If you're speaking to yourself about attracting a healthier body, make choices that support that. If you're talking about attracting a loving relationship, put yourself in situations where you can meet new people. If you're focusing on career success, take steps to improve your skills or network. Remember, the universe responds to your energy, to your vibration. And your vibration isn't just about what you say to yourself, it's about your overall state of being, your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. When all of these are aligned with what you want to attract, that's when you become an unstoppable force of creation in your own life. Now, I want to talk about something that might be a bit uncomfortable, but it's crucial to understand. Sometimes when you start speaking to yourself in this new way and focusing on what you want to attract, things in your life might seem to get worse before they get better. You might face unexpected challenges or setbacks. If this happens, don't get discouraged. This is actually a good sign. It means that change is happening. You're shaking things up. You're disrupting old patterns. It's like cleaning out a cluttered closet. Sometimes you need to make a bigger mess before you can create order. During these times, it's more important than ever to stay consistent with your positive self-talk. Remind yourself that this is part of the process. Speak to yourself with encouragement and compassion. I'm strong enough to handle this challenge. This is an opportunity for growth and learning. I trust in the process of life. These moments of challenge are actually incredible opportunities. They're chances to prove to yourself that you're committed to your new way of thinking and being. When you can maintain your positive self-talk even in the face of difficulties, you're building incredible mental and emotional strength. Now let's talk about the importance of letting go. This might sound contradictory, but it's actually a crucial part of attracting what you desire. While it's important to be clear about what you want and to speak to yourself positively about it, you also need to release your attachment to the outcome. This doesn't mean you stop wanting it or working towards it. It means you trust that the universe has your back. You trust that if something doesn't work out the way you expected, it's because something even better is on its way. When you speak to yourself, include phrases like this: or something better is coming to me. I trust in the perfect unfolding of my life. This kind of self-talk helps you stay open to possibilities you might not have considered. It keeps you from getting so fixated on one particular outcome that you miss other wonderful opportunities. Remember, the universe often has plans for us that are far greater than anything we could have imagined for ourselves. By speaking to yourself in a way that acknowledges this, you're opening yourself up to receive all the good that life has to offer. Now, I want to address something that might be coming up for some of you. You might be thinking, but what about negative emotions? Isn't it unhealthy to suppress them? This is an excellent point, and it brings up an important aspect of this practice. Speaking to yourself in a positive, empowering way doesn't mean ignoring or suppressing negative emotions. It's about acknowledging them, learning from them, and then choosing where to focus your energy. When you experience a negative emotion, speak to yourself with compassion. It's okay to feel this way. What is this emotion trying to tell me? How can I use this as an opportunity for growth? Then, once you've acknowledged and learned from the emotion, you can choose to shift your focus to more positive thoughts. This practice isn't about pretending everything is perfect all the time. It's about developing emotional intelligence and resilience. It's about learning to navigate all of your emotions in a way that supports your growth and helps you attract what you desire. As we near the end of our time together, I want to emphasize something crucial. This practice of speaking to yourself in a new way isn't just about attracting material things or achieving external goals. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. It's about aligning with your highest potential. When you consistently speak to yourself with kindness, encouragement, and belief in your own potential, you're not just changing your circumstances. You're changing who you are. You're evolving into a more confident, compassionate, and capable version of yourself. And here's the beautiful thing. As you become this higher version of yourself, you naturally attract higher experiences. You attract people and opportunities that match your new energy. You create a life that reflects your inner growth. So I encourage you, starting right now, to pay attention to how you speak to yourself. Catch those negative thoughts and replace them with positive ones. Speak to yourself with the same kindness and encouragement you'd offer to a dear friend. Remind yourself of your strengths, your resilience, your infinite potential. Start each day by setting a positive intention for how you want to feel and what you want to create. Throughout the day, check in with yourself. Are your thoughts aligned with your intentions? If not, gently guide them back. Remember, this isn't about perfection. It's about progress. There will be days when it's easier and days when it's more challenging. That's okay. The key is to keep coming back to this practice, to keep choosing positive self-talk, even when it feels difficult. And here's something really powerful. Start speaking to your future self. Talk to yourself as if you've already achieved your desires. I am so grateful for the abundance in my life. I love the feeling of being healthy and energetic. I'm amazed at how many doors have opened for me. This kind of self-talk creates a bridge between your current reality and the future you desire. It helps your subconscious mind start to see that future as real and attainable. And when your subconscious mind believes something is possible, it goes to work making it happen. Now, let's talk about the power of questions. The questions you ask yourself shape your focus and your actions. So start asking yourself empowering questions. Instead of, why can't I do this? Ask, how can I make this happen? Instead of, what if I fail? Ask, what if I succeed beyond my wildest dreams? These kinds of questions stimulate your creativity. They get your brain working on solutions rather than dwelling on problems. They open you up to possibilities you might not have considered before. And here's a powerful question to ask yourself regularly. Who do I need to become to attract what I desire? This question shifts your focus from external circumstances to internal growth. It reminds you that attracting what you want isn't just about what you do, it's about who you are. As you ask yourself this question, speak to yourself about the qualities you want to embody. I am becoming more confident every day. I am developing unshakable self-belief. I am growing in wisdom and understanding. Remember, you're not just attracting things or experiences. You're attracting a way of being in the world. So speak to yourself about the kind of person you want to be, the kind of energy you want to embody. Now, let's address another important aspect of this practice: patience. In our fast-paced world, we often expect instant results. But real, lasting change takes time. It takes consistent effort. So speak to yourself with patience and understanding. Each and remind yourself that you're on a journey. Every step forward, no matter how small, is progress. Celebrate your wins, no matter how small they might seem. Speak to yourself with encouragement about your progress. I'm proud of myself for sticking with this. I can see how far I've come. I'm excited to see what's next on this journey. This kind of self-talk helps you stay motivated and committed to your practice, even when you're not seeing immediate results. It helps you trust in the process and keep moving forward. Now, let's talk about the power of creativity in this process. Your subconscious mind responds powerfully to imagery and metaphor. So get creative with your self-talk. Use vivid language that engages your imagination. Instead of just saying, I am successful, you might say, I'm soaring to new heights of success. Instead of, I am healthy, try, my body is a powerhouse of vitality and well-being. The more vivid and engaging your self-talk, the more impact it has on your subconscious mind. And don't be afraid to have fun with this. The more you enjoy your practice of positive self-talk, the more you'll want to do it. So play with different phrases and images. Find ways of speaking to yourself that feel good and energizing to you. Now, let's address something that might be coming up for some of you. You might be thinking, but what about when I'm around other people? Won't it seem strange if I'm always talking to myself positively? Remember, much of this self-talk can be internal. It's about the running commentary in your mind. But even when you're speaking out loud, there are ways to incorporate positive self-talk naturally. For example, instead of saying, I hope this works out, you might say, I'm looking forward to seeing how this unfolds. Instead of, I'm nervous about this presentation, you could say, I'm excited to share my ideas with the team. These small shifts in how you express yourself not only change your own mindset, but they also influence how others perceive and interact with you. When you speak with confidence and positivity, you inspire confidence in others. Now, let's talk about the importance of aligning your environment with your new way of speaking to yourself. Your environment, the people you spend time with, the media you consume, the spaces you inhabit, all influence your thoughts and emotions. So speak to yourself about creating an environment that supports your growth and your desires. I am surrounding myself with positive, supportive people. I am creating a space that inspires and energizes me. I am choosing to consume information that uplifts and empowers me. Remember, everything in your life is a reflection of your inner world. As you change how you speak to yourself, you'll naturally start to make changes in your outer world as well. And these changes, in turn, will support your continued growth and positive self-talk. As we come to the end of our time together, I want to leave you with this thought. The way you speak to yourself is one of the most powerful tools you have for creating the life you desire. It's the foundation upon which everything else is built. So starting right now, make a commitment to yourself. Commit to speaking to yourself with kindness, with encouragement, with unwavering belief in your own potential. Commit to aligning your thoughts, your words, and your actions with what you want to attract. Remember, you are the author of your own life story. With every thought, every word you speak to yourself, you're writing the next chapter. So make it a story of growth, of joy, of amazing possibilities unfolding. Speak to yourself as if you are already the person you want to become. Speak to yourself as if your desires are already manifesting. Speak to yourself with love, with compassion, with excitement for all that's possible. And most importantly, keep at it. This isn't a one-time thing, it's a lifelong practice, but I promise you it's worth it. Because as you change the way you speak to yourself, you change your entire experience of life. You have within you everything you need to create the life you desire. You have the power to shape your reality with your thoughts and words, so use that power wisely. Speak to yourself in a way that uplifts you, that inspires you, that moves you forward. You are capable of amazing things. You are worthy of all the good that life has to offer. You are a powerful creator in your own life. Remind yourself of these truths every day. Let them be the foundation of how you speak to yourself. And as you go forward from here, remember this: every moment is a new beginning. Every thought is a chance to choose again. No matter what's happened in the past, you always have the power to change your self-talk, and in doing so, to change your life. So go forth with confidence. Speak to yourself with love and positivity. Align your thoughts, your words, and your actions with your desires, and watch as your life transforms in beautiful and unexpected ways. You've got this. You are powerful beyond measure, and the life of your dreams is waiting for you to speak it into existence. So start now. Speak to yourself this way and attract all you desire. Your amazing future begins with the very next word you say to yourself. Make it count. Right now, in this very moment, you have the power to change your life. You are the creator of your reality, and today we're going to talk about how to tap into that incredible power within you. It all starts with two simple words: relax and trust. Think about it. How often do we spend our days rushing around, stressed out, worried about what might happen? We're constantly on edge, trying to control everything around us. But what if I told you that the key to getting everything you want is actually to let go? That's right. The secret to manifesting your desires, to creating the life of your dreams, is to relax and trust. It sounds so simple, doesn't it? But it's a profound truth that can transform your entire existence. When you relax, you open yourself up to the infinite possibilities of the universe. Your mind becomes clear, your body becomes calm, and you create space for miracles to happen. And when you trust, you align yourself with the natural flow of life. You stop fighting against the current and start moving with it. When you the really exciting part, when you combine relaxation and trust with expectation, that's when the magic happens. That's when you start to see results, not in some distant future, but right here, right now, today. So many of us have been conditioned to believe that change takes time, that we need to work hard, struggle, and suffer before we can achieve our goals. But what if I told you that's not true? What if I told you that you can expect miracles to happen the same day you set your intention? It might sound too good to be true, but I've seen it happen time and time again. I've witnessed people heal from chronic illnesses, manifest their dream jobs, find their soulmates, all in a matter of days or even hours. And it all started with them deciding to relax, trust, and expect great things to happen. Now, I know what you might be thinking, but Joe, I've tried positive thinking before. I've tried visualizing. It didn't work for me, and I hear you. I really do. But here's the thing. It's not just about thinking positive thoughts or visualizing it's about feeling it. It's about embodying the reality you desire right now in this very moment. When you truly relax and trust, you enter a state of being where anything is possible. Your body releases tension, your mind becomes clear, and you tap into a field of infinite potential. In this state, you're no longer separate from your desires. You become one with them. And here's where expectation comes in. When you expect something to happen, you're not hoping for it or wishing for it. You're knowing it. You're living as if it's already happened. And that's when the universe starts to respond. You see, the universe doesn't understand the difference between what's happening in your outer world and what's happening in your inner world. When you can create the feeling of having what you want before it actually manifests in your physical reality, that's when you become a true creator. So how do we do this? How do we relax, trust, and expect miracles to happen today? It all starts with your thoughts and your energy. Every thought you think sends out a signal to the universe. It's like dropping a pebble in a pond. The ripples spread out, affecting everything around you. When you think thoughts of lack, of fear, of worry, you're sending out a signal that creates more of those experiences in your life. But when you choose to think thoughts of abundance, of love, of possibility, you're creating a whole different reality. You're tuning into a different frequency, one where miracles are not only possible but expected. And it's not just about your thoughts, it's about your energy, your vibration. Every emotion you feel is sending out a signal to the universe. When you feel stressed, anxious, or frustrated, you're vibrating at a low frequency. But when you can relax, when you can trust, when you can feel joy and gratitude even before your desires manifest, that's when you're vibrating at a frequency that attracts miracles. So how do we shift our thoughts and our energy? It starts with awareness. Pay attention to what you're thinking and feeling throughout the day. Notice when you're caught up in stress or worry, and then make a conscious choice to shift. Take a deep breath. Feel your body relax, and then ask yourself, what would I be thinking right now if I truly believed that everything was working out perfectly for me? How would I feel if I knew that my desires were already on their way to me? This is where meditation comes in. When you meditate, you create space between your thoughts. You step out of the constant chatter of your mind and into a place of peace and possibility. In this space, you can start to reprogram your subconscious mind. You see, most of our thoughts and behaviors are controlled by our subconscious mind. It's like an autopilot that's been programmed by our past experiences, our beliefs, our environment. But when we meditate, we can access this subconscious mind and start to change the program. In meditation, you can visualize your desired reality. But remember, it's not just about seeing it in your mind's eye. It's about feeling it with every cell of your body. What would it feel like to have perfect health? What would it feel like to be financially abundant? What would it feel like to be in a loving, supportive relationship? As you sit in meditation, allow yourself to fully embody these feelings. Let them wash over you. Let them fill you up. And as you do this, you're literally changing your brain chemistry. You're creating new neural pathways that support your new reality. But here's the can't just do this once and expect miracles to happen. This needs to become a daily practice. Every day, take time to relax, to trust, to expect great things. Make it as much a part of your routine as brushing your teeth or eating breakfast. And as you do this, pay attention to the signs around you. The universe is always communicating with us, always guiding us towards our highest good. But so often, we're too busy, too stressed, too caught up in our own thoughts to notice. When you relax and trust, you become more attuned to these signs. You start to notice synchronicities, those little coincidences that seem too perfect to be random. Maybe you think of someone and they call you moments later, or you keep seeing the same number everywhere you look. Or you overhear a conversation that gives you exactly the information you need. These are all signs that you're on the right track. They're confirmations from the universe that it's heard your desires and is working to bring them to you. But you have to be open to receiving them. You have to trust that they're there. Brings us to another important point. Gratitude, when you're grateful for what you already have, you open yourself up to receiving more. It's like telling the universe, hey, I really appreciate everything you've given me. I'm ready for more. So make gratitude a part of your daily practice. Every morning when you wake up, before you even get out of bed, think of 3 things you're grateful for. Feel the gratitude in your body, let it fill you up, and then carry that feeling with you throughout your day. Now I know what some of you might be thinking. But Joe, what about action? Don't we need to do something to make our dreams come true? And you're absolutely right. Action is important, but it's not about forcing things to happen or struggling against the current. When you're relaxed, when you're trusting, when you're expecting great things to happen, the right actions will become clear to you. You'll feel inspired to take certain steps. You'll be in the right place at the right time to meet the right people. Opportunities will present themselves to you. This is what I call inspired action. It's not about pushing and striving. It's about flowing with the natural current of life. It's about following your intuition, trusting your gut, and taking steps that feel right to you. And you're taking inspired action, it doesn't feel like work. It feels like play. It feels like you're doing exactly what you're meant to be doing. And that's when miracles start to happen. Now, let's talk about expectation. This is where so many people trip up. They say they want something, but deep down, they don't really believe it's possible for them. They have doubts, fears, limiting beliefs that hold them back. But when you truly expect something to happen, when you know it in your bones, that's when the universe moves mountains to make it happen. And the key to expectation is to detach from the outcome. What do I mean by that? Well, when we're attached to a specific outcome, we're often coming from a place of lack. We're saying, I need this to happen or else I won't be happy. And that energy of need, of desperation, actually pushes our desires away from us. But when we can detach from the outcome, when we can say, I'd love for this to happen, but I know that whatever happens is for my highest good, that's when we open ourselves up to receive even more than we could have imagined. So expect great things to happen, but hold that expectation lightly. Trust that the universe has a plan for you that's even better than what you can conceive with your limited human mind. And remember, Expectation isn't about waiting for something to happen in the future. It's about living as if it's already happened. It's about bringing the future into the present moment. So often we put our happiness on hold. We say, I'll be happy when I get that job, or I'll feel successful when I make a certain amount of money, or I'll feel loved when I find the right partner. But the truth is, you can feel all of those things right now. You can feel successful before you make your first million. You can feel love before you meet your soulmate. You can feel healthy before the physical symptoms disappear. And when you can create those feelings within yourself, that's when you become a magnet for the experiences that match those feelings. This is what it means to live in the end result. It's about embodying the version of yourself that already has everything you desire. How would that version of you think? How would they feel? How would they carry themselves? How would they speak? Start living as that version of yourself today. Don't wait for external circumstances to change. Be the change you want to see in your life. Now, I know this might sound challenging. I know it might feel like a big leap from where you are now to where you want to be. But remember, you don't have to make this leap all at once. You can start small. Start with just 5 minutes a day. Sit quietly, close your eyes, and imagine yourself living your ideal life. Feel the feelings associated with that life. Let them fill your body. And then when you open your eyes, carry those feelings with you into your day. As you do this consistently, you'll start to notice changes. Maybe at first it's just small things. You feel a little more peaceful. You handle stress a little better. You notice more moments of joy throughout your day. But as you continue this practice, as you make it a regular part of your life, you'll start to see bigger changes. Opportunities will start to present themselves. People will be drawn to your energy. Things that used to bother you won't affect you as much. And before you know it, you'll look around and realize that your life has transformed. Not because you struggled and pushed and forced things to happen, but because you relaxed, trusted, and expected great things to come to you. Now, I want to address something that often comes up when we talk about manifesting our desires. Some people worry that it's selfish to focus on what we want. They think that wanting more for ourselves somehow takes away from others. But here's the truth. When you raise your vibration, when you create a better life for yourself, you raise the vibration of everyone around you. Your joy, your success, your abundance doesn't take away from anyone else. In fact, it inspires others to reach for more in their own lives. Think about it. When you're around someone who's happy, confident, and successful, how does it make you feel? Doesn't it make you believe that more is possible for you too? That's the ripple effect of raising your own vibration. So don't hold back. Don't dim your light. The world needs you to be your best, most abundant, most joyful self. Because when you're living at your highest potential, you inspire others to do the same. Now, let's talk about something that often gets in the way of us relaxing, trusting, and expecting great things. Fear of failure, fear of success, fear of the unknown. These fears can keep us stuck, can keep us playing small. It's just a thought. It's not real. It's a projection of the mind based on past experiences or imagined future scenarios. And just as you can choose to think thoughts of lack or abundance, you can choose whether or not to believe your fears. When fear comes up, and it will, don't try to fight it or push it away. Instead, acknowledge it. Thank it for trying to protect you, and then choose to focus on trust instead. Choose to believe that no matter what happens, you have the strength and resilience to handle it. Remember, every time you choose trust over fear, you're rewiring your brain. You're creating new neural pathways that support your new empowered reality. And speaking of the brain, let's talk about neuroplasticity for a moment. This is the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections throughout life. What this means is that your brain is constantly changing based on your thoughts, experiences, and behaviors. When you consistently practice relaxation, trust, and positive expectation, you're literally changing the structure of your brain. You're creating new neural pathways that support these states of being. And the more you practice, the stronger these pathways become. This is why consistency is so important. It's not about having one great meditation session or one day where you feel really positive. It's about making these practices a regular part of your life. It's about choosing again and again to focus on what you want rather than what you don't want. Now, I want to address something that often comes up when people start this work. They'll say, but Joe, I've tried to think positively before and nothing changed. And I hear you, I really do. But here's what I want you to understand. This work isn't just about thinking positive thoughts. It's about aligning your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. You see, your thoughts create your feelings. Your feelings drive your actions, and your actions create your results. So if you're thinking positive thoughts but still feeling fearful or doubtful, your actions will reflect that fear and doubt, and your results will match. That's why it's so important to not just think about what you want, but to feel it, to embody it, to live as if it's already your reality. Because when your thoughts, feelings, and actions are all aligned, that's when you become unstoppable. This work isn't about forcing yourself to feel happy all the time. It's not about denying your negative emotions or pretending everything is perfect when it's not. It's about acknowledging where you are, accepting it, and then consciously choosing where you want to go from there. If you're feeling sad or angry or frustrated, allow yourself to feel those emotions. Don't try to push them away, but also don't get stuck in them. Feel them, acknowledge them, and ask yourself, what would I rather feel instead, and how can I move towards that feeling? This is where the power of choice comes in. In every moment, you have the power to choose your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. You have the power to choose what you focus on, and what you focus on expands. So focus on what you want, not on what you don't want. Focus on where you're going, not on where you've been. Focus on what's possible, not on what's limiting you. And remember, this isn't about ignoring reality or living in denial. It's about understanding that your perception creates your reality. Two people can look at the exact same situation and see completely different things based on their mindset and beliefs. So choose to see the good, choose to see the opportunities, choose to see the lessons in every experience. Because when you do that, you open yourself up to a whole new world of possibilities. Now, let's talk about energy for a moment. Everything in the universe is energy, vibrating at different frequencies, and like attracts like. This means that the energy you put out into the world is what you'll attract back to you. If you're vibrating at a frequency of stress, worry, and lack, you'll attract more experiences that match that frequency. But if you're vibrating at a frequency of peace, joy, and abundance, you'll attract experiences that match that instead. So how do you raise your vibration? It starts with your thoughts and feelings, as we've discussed, but it also involves taking care of your physical body, eating nourishing foods, getting enough sleep, exercising regularly. All of these things affect your energy and your ability to maintain a high vibration. Meditation is another powerful tool for raising your vibration. When you meditate, you quiet the chatter of your mind and tap into a field of pure potential. You align yourself with the energy of the universe, and in doing so, you raise your own vibration. When you raise your vibration, you don't just affect yourself. You affect everyone and everything around you. You become like a lighthouse, radiating positive energy and inspiring others to raise their vibration too. Now, I want to talk about something that often trips people up on this journey. The need for certainty. We humans love certainty. We want to know exactly how things are going to turn out. We want guarantees. But here's the truth. Life is inherently uncertain, and that uncertainty. But here's the truth. Life is inherently uncertain, and that uncertainty is actually a gift. It's what makes life exciting, full of possibilities. When you can embrace uncertainty, when you can see it as an adventure rather than a threat, that's when you open yourself up to true miracles. Think about it. If you knew exactly how everything was going to turn out, where would be the excitement? Where would be the growth? Where would be the opportunity for the universe to surprise you with something even better than what you could have imagined? So instead of seeking certainty, seek trust. Trust in yourself. Trust in the universe. Trust that everything is always working out for your highest good, even if you can't see how in the moment. The concept of surrender. Now, surrender doesn't mean giving up or being passive. It means letting go of the need to control everything. It means trusting in a higher power, whether you call that God, the universe, source energy, or something else. When you surrender, you release the tension of trying to make things happen. You allow yourself to be guided. You open yourself up to receive. And often, what comes to you when you surrender is far greater than what you could have achieved through force or control. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but Joe, I have goals. I have things I want to achieve. How can I surrender and still work towards my goals? And that's a great question. The key is to set your intentions, to be clear about what you want, and then to release attachment to how it comes about. Do your part. Take inspired action, but then let go and trust that the universe will take care of the rest. It's like planting seed. You prepare the soil, you plant the seed, you water it, you make sure it gets sunlight, but you don't dig up the seed every day to see if it's growing. You trust in the natural process. You know that in time, if you've done your part, the plant will grow. Your dreams and goals are like that seed. Plant them with clear intention. Nourish them with your thoughts and actions, but then trust in the process. Trust that they're growing even if you can't see the results yet. And this brings us to another crucial aspect of manifesting your desires: patience. In our fast-paced world, we often want everything to happen instantly. We set an intention and then we want to see results right. But remember, just because you can't see something happening doesn't mean nothing is happening. Often the biggest changes are happening beneath the surface, like that seed germinating underground before it breaks through the soil. So be patient with yourself and with the process. Trust that everything is unfolding in perfect timing. And in the meantime, enjoy the journey. Find joy in the present moment rather than always looking to the future for your happiness. Now, let's talk about something that can really accelerate your manifestations. Gratitude. Gratitude is like a magnet for miracles. When you're grateful for what you have, you open yourself up to receive even more. Start and end each day with gratitude. Before you get out of bed in the morning, think of 3 things you're grateful for. As you're falling asleep at night, review your day and find things to appreciate. And throughout your day, look for things to be grateful for. At first, you might have to really search for things to appreciate, especially if you're going through a challenging time. But the more you practice gratitude, the more automatic it becomes. You'll start to notice beauty and blessings everywhere you look. That's things to start being grateful for things before they happen. Be grateful for the job you want as if you already have it. Be grateful for the perfect health you desire as if it's already your reality. Be grateful for the loving relationship you're calling in as if your partner is already by your side. This is what it means to live in the end result. It's about feeling the feelings of having what you want before it manifests in your physical reality. And when you can do this, you become an unstoppable force of creation. Now, I want to address something that often comes up when people start seeing results with this work. They'll manifest something they've been wanting, and then they'll start to doubt. They'll think, was that just a coincidence? Did I really create that? There are no coincidences. Everything that happens in your life is a result of your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. Everything is a reflection of your inner world. So when you start to see positive changes in your life, celebrate them. Acknowledge your role in creating them. Because when you do this, you reinforce your belief in your own power. You strengthen your faith in the process, and you open yourself up to create even more amazing things. Remember, what you appreciate appreciates. So the more you acknowledge and appreciate the good things in your life, the more good things you'll attract. Now, let's talk about something that can really supercharge your manifestations. The power of your words. The words you speak are like spells that you cast on your life. They have the power to create or destroy, to heal or harm. Pay attention to the words you use, both when you're talking to others and when you're talking to yourself. Are you constantly complaining? Are you speaking about lack and limitation? Or are you using words of abundance, possibility, and gratitude? Make a conscious effort to speak in a way that aligns with what you want to create. Instead of saying, I can't afford that, try that's not a priority for me right now. Instead of I'm so stressed, try I'm learning to handle challenges with grace. And most importantly, be mindful of how you talk to yourself. Your self-talk shapes your reality more than anything else. Speak to yourself with kindness, encouragement, and love. Be your own biggest cheerleader. Now, I want to address something that often comes up when people start this work. They'll say, but Joe, what about my past? I've made mistakes. I've had setbacks. How can I move past that? And here's what I want you to understand. Your past does not define your future. Your past experiences have shaped who you are, yes, but they don't determine who you can become. Every moment is a new beginning. Every breath is an opportunity to start fresh. You are not your past mistakes or failures. You are not your limiting beliefs or old patterns. You are a powerful creator, capable of reinventing yourself at any moment. So instead of dwelling on the past, use it as a springboard for growth. What lessons have you learned? How have your challenges made you stronger? How can you use your experiences to fuel your growth and help others? When you can reframe your past in this way, it no longer holds you back. Instead, it becomes a powerful tool for transformation. Now, let's talk about something that's crucial for maintaining this practice over the long term. Self-care. Taking care of yourself isn't selfish. It's necessary. You can't pour from an empty cup. You can't radiate positive energy if you're depleted. So make self-care a priority. This means different things for different people. It might mean taking time for meditation or exercise. It might mean saying no to commitments that drain you. It might mean spending time in nature or pursuing a hobby you love. Whatever self-care looks like for you, make it non-negotiable. Schedule it into your day, just like you would any other important appointment. Because when you take care of yourself, you have so much more to give to others and to your dreams. And remember, self-care isn't just about your physical health. It's about your mental and emotional health too. Pay attention to the thoughts you're feeding your mind. Are you constantly consuming negative news or engaging in gossip? Or are you feeding your mind with inspiring books, uplifting conversations, and positive affirmations? Your mind is like a garden. What you plant and nourish is what will grow. So be intentional about what you're planting in your mental garden. Now, as we start to wrap up, I want to remind you of something important. This work is a journey, not a destination. There will be ups and downs. There will be days when you feel on top of the world and days when you struggle to stay positive. And that's okay. That's part of the human experience. The key is not to judge yourself for having these fluctuations, but to observe them with compassion and curiosity. On the days when you're feeling great, really lean into that feeling. Amplify it. Let it fill every cell of your body. And on the days when you're struggling, be gentle with yourself. Remember that this too shall pass. And use the tools we've discussed. Meditation, gratitude, positive self-talk to help shift your energy. Remember, you're not trying to be perfect. You're not trying to feel amazing 100 at a time. You're simply committing to a practice of conscious creation. You're choosing again and again to focus on what you want rather than what you don't want. And as you do this consistently, you'll start to notice changes. Maybe at first it's just small things. You feel a little more peaceful. You handle stress a little better. You notice more moments of joy throughout your day. But as you continue this practice, as you make it a regular part of your life, you'll start to see bigger changes. Opportunities will start to present themselves. People will be drawn to your energy. Things that used to bother you won't affect you as much. And before you know it, you'll look around and realize that your life has transformed. Not because you struggled and pushed and forced things to happen, but because you relaxed, trusted, and expected great things to come to you. So I invite you, starting today, to make this your practice. Relax into the flow of life. Trust that everything is always working out for your highest good and expect miracles to happen, not someday in the future, but right here, right now. Remember, you are the creator of your reality. You have the power to shape your life in any way you choose. So choose wisely. Choose thoughts that empower you. Choose feelings that uplift you. Choose actions that align with your highest vision for yourself. Most importantly, choose to believe in yourself. Because when you believe in yourself, when you truly know your own power, there's nothing you can't achieve. So go forth and create, relax and trust. Expect miracles and watch as your life transforms in ways you never thought possible. The universe is waiting to support you. All you have to do is open yourself up to receive. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for committing to this journey of transformation. And remember, every moment is a new opportunity to choose again, to align with your highest self, and to create the life of your dreams. You've got this. Now go out there and shine your light. The world is waiting for your unique gifts. Embrace your power and let the magic unfold. Close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath. Now open your eyes and listen closely. You're about to learn something that will change your life forever. I'm here to tell you about a belief system so powerful it can make your dreams come true in just 3 days. Yes, you heard that right. 3 days. You know what you're thinking. That's impossible. But let me ask you this. What if it wasn't? What if you could have anything you want simply by believing it's already yours This isn't magic. It's not some trick. It's the incredible power of your mind, and I'm going to show you how to use it. For years, I've studied the human brain, consciousness, and the quantum field. I've seen people heal themselves from chronic illnesses, create abundance out of nowhere, and find love when they thought all hope was lost. How did they do it? They used the exact method I'm about to share with you. It all starts with a simple idea. Your thoughts create your reality. Every thought you have sends a signal to the universe. It's like placing an order at a cosmic restaurant. The problem is most people keep ordering the same old meals day after day. They think about their problems, their fears, their limitations, and guess what? That's exactly what they get served. But you're different. You're here because you're ready for a change. You're ready to place a new order. You're ready to create the life you've always dreamed of. And I'm here to show you how. The first step is visualization. You need to see your desired outcome so clearly in your mind that it feels real. I'm not talking about a vague wish or a fleeting daydream. I'm talking about a vivid, detailed picture that engages all your senses. If you want a new car, don't just see it. Hear the engine purr, feel the smooth leather of the steering wheel, smell that new car scent. Make it so real that your brain can't tell the difference between your visualization and reality. But here's the can't just visualize it once and forget about it. You need to do this every single day, multiple times a day. Make it a part of your routine, like brushing your teeth or eating breakfast. The more you do it, the stronger the signal you send to the universe. Now, I know some of you are thinking, I've tried visualization before and it didn't work. Well, let me tell you why. Visualization alone isn't enough. You need to combine it with a powerful emotional state. You see, your thoughts are the signal, but your emotions are the fuel that amplifies that signal. Think about a time when you were incredibly happy or deeply in love or bursting with excitement. Remember how that felt in your body? That's the state you need to recreate when you're visualizing your goal. Feel the joy, the gratitude, the excitement as if you've already achieved what you want. This is crucial. Your body needs to believe it's real. But here's where most people go wrong. They do their visualization, they feel good for a moment, and then they step back into their old life and their old patterns. They let doubt creep in. They start worrying about how it's going to happen. They look at their current circumstances and think, this is impossible. That's why the next step is so important. You need to live from the end. What do I mean by that? I mean, you need to think, feel, and act as if you already have what you want. If you're visualizing financial abundance, start feeling grateful for the money you have now. If you're visualizing perfect health, start treating your body as if it's already healed. If you're visualizing a loving relationship, start giving love to everyone around you. This isn't about pretending or lying to yourself. It's about aligning your energy with what you want to create. It's about becoming the person who already has what you desire. Because here's the truth, you don't get what you want in life. You get what you are. Now, I can already hear some of you saying, but Joe, my life is a mess right now. How can I possibly act like everything's perfect? And that's a fair question. I'm not asking you to deny your current reality. I'm asking you to choose which reality you want to focus on. You see, every possible version of your life already exists in the quantum field. There's a version where you're struggling, a version where you're thriving, and infinite versions in between. Your job is to tune into the frequency of the reality you want to experience. It's like changing the channel on a radio. You're not creating the station. You're just choosing which one to listen to. This is where belief comes in. You need to believe with every fiber of your being that what you want is not only possible but inevitable. This isn't about positive thinking or wishful dreaming. This is about a deep, unshakable knowing. It's about faith so strong that you can taste it. How do you build this kind of belief? Through repetition and persistence. Every time you visualize your goal, every time you feel the emotions of already having it, every time you act as if it's already true, you're strengthening your belief. You're rewiring your brain to accept this new reality as the truth. But here's the thing. Your old beliefs will fight back. Your brain is wired to keep you safe, and to your brain, safe means familiar. So when you start changing your thoughts and beliefs, you might feel uncomfortable. You might feel anxious or scared. This is normal. It's just your old self trying to pull you back to what's familiar. This is where most people give up. They hit this wall of discomfort and they retreat to their comfort zone. But not you. You're going to push through. Because on the other side of that discomfort is everything you've ever wanted. Remember, every great change in history started with a thought that seemed impossible at the time. The Wright brothers believed humans could fly when everyone said it was impossible. Martin Luther King had a dream of equality in a time of deep racial division. These weren't just idle fantasies. They were powerful visions backed by unshakable belief. And they changed the world. You have that same power within you. You have the ability to change your world, to create your reality, but you have to be willing to step out of your comfort zone. You have to be willing to think differently, to feel differently, to act differently. Now let's talk about the 3-day window. Why 3 days? Because that's typically how long it takes for your brain to start accepting a new pattern as real. For 3 days, you need to be relentless in your focus. You say, wake up each morning and immediately visualize your goal. Feel the emotions of already having it. Then throughout the day, keep coming back to that vision. Every time you have a spare moment, every time you're waiting in line or sitting in traffic, use that time to reinforce your new reality. But here's the crucial part. During these 3 days, you need to eliminate anything that contradicts your new belief. That means no complaining, no worrying, no negative self-talk. If a doubtful thought comes up, don't fight it. Just gently redirect your focus back to your vision. This might sound challenging, and it is. But remember, you're literally rewiring your brain. You're creating new neural pathways that will make this new way of thinking your default mode. It's like carving a new path through a dense forest. The first time is the hardest, but each time you walk that path, it gets easier. Now, I want to be clear about something. This isn't about ignoring reality or pretending problems don't exist. It's about choosing where to put your energy. If you have a health issue, by all means, seek medical treatment. If you have financial problems, take practical steps to address them. But don't let these current circumstances define your future. Use this belief system to create a new reality alongside your practical actions. Some of you might be wondering, what if it doesn't work in 3 days? And that's a fair question. The truth is, sometimes it takes longer. Sometimes the change is subtle at first, but here's what I can promise you. If you commit to this process, if you truly live it for 3 days, you will see a shift. It might be small at first, but it will be there. And that small shift is the beginning of a whole new reality. Think of it like planting a seed. When you plant a seed in the ground, you don't see results immediately. But if you keep watering it, if you keep giving it sunlight and nutrients, it will grow. Your thoughts and beliefs are the seeds. Your emotions and actions are the water and sunlight. Keep nurturing them and they will bloom into your new reality. Now, let me share a secret with you. The real power of this belief system isn't just in getting what you want. It's in who you become in the process. When you start living from a place of possibility instead of limitation, when you start focusing on what you want instead of what you don't want, you transform. You become more confident, more creative, more alive. You start to see opportunities where before you only saw obstacles. This transformation doesn't just affect you, it affects everyone around you. Your energy changes and people respond to that. You become a beacon of possibility, inspiring others to reach for their dreams. You create a ripple effect that can change your family, your community, even the world. I've seen this happen countless times. I've seen people heal from chronic illnesses when doctors said it was impossible. I've seen people create thriving businesses from nothing. I've seen people find love after years of loneliness. And every single time, it started with a change in belief. This isn't about getting stuff. It's not about manifesting cars or houses or money. Although those things can certainly come as a result, this is about becoming the highest, truest version of yourself. It's about aligning with your purpose, with your potential. It's about living a life of meaning and fulfillment. Because here's the truth, you are a creator. You are a powerful, conscious being with the ability to shape your reality. But for most of your life, you've been creating by default, reacting to circumstances instead of consciously choosing your path. This belief system is about taking back that power. It's about becoming the deliberate creator of your life. Now, I want you to think about something you really want. Something that would change your life if you had it right now. Got it? Good. Now, I want you to close your eyes and see it. See it as clearly as you can. Make it vivid. Make it real. Now, feel how you would feel if you had it right now. Let that feeling fill your entire body. Hold on to that feeling. This is your new set point. This is the energy you want to carry with you for the next 3 days. Every time you feel yourself slipping back into old patterns of thought or emotion, come back to this feeling. Let it be your anchor. Remember, Your thoughts are powerful, but your feelings are magnetic. They're what draw your desires to you. So feel good now. Don't wait until you have what you want to feel good. Feel good now, and watch how quickly your reality shifts to match that feeling. Now, I want to address something important. Somebody might be thinking, this sounds selfish. Shouldn't I be focused on helping others instead of getting what I want? And that's a beautiful thought. But here's the truth. You can't give what you don't have. When you're living your best life, when you're fulfilled and abundant, you have so much more to give to others. Your cup overflows and everyone around you benefits. When you're on an airplane, they always tell you to put your own oxygen mask on first before helping others. Why? Because if you run out of oxygen, you can't help anyone. The same principle applies here. When you're living your best life, you inspire others to do the same. You have more energy, more resources, more love to give. You become a force for good in the world. So don't feel guilty about wanting more for yourself. It's not selfish to want to live your best life. In fact, I would argue that it's selfish not to. The world needs you at your best. The world needs your gifts, your talents, your unique perspective. And you can only give those fully when you're living in alignment with your highest self. Now, let's talk about action. Some people think that this belief system means you just sit around visualizing all day and magically things appear. That's not how it works. Yes, the inner work is crucial, but you also need to take inspired action. The key word here is inspired. When you're in alignment with your vision, when you're living from that place of belief and positive emotion, you'll feel nudges. You'll get ideas. You'll see opportunities, follow those nudges, take those inspired actions. But here's the important part. Don't force it. Don't take action from a place of fear or desperation. That's the old way of doing things. Instead, take action from a place of excitement and anticipation. If it feels like struggle or effort, step back. Realign with your vision. The right actions will feel good. They'll energize you, not drain you.